outside today. Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. Hit him with a left jab. And he misses with that jab. Have you ever danced with the devil under the pale moonlight? That's what these two men are about to go through as they've been talking so much trash on social media. It's time to settle the score. There's a counter shot. Good punch. He misses with that jab. Neither man really defending themselves. This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter-puncher smart.
Fantastic punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this...
Here we go. Round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? He threw the hook. Didn't land. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. This fighter told us yesterday, if he doesn't win by knockout, he doesn't consider it a real victory. That's the mentality he has.
Sluggers are an absolute nightmare. They will stay in your face, not give you a breather, not step back when you think, all right, let's have a breather. They want to get stuck right in.
Exchange here from both men. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. He misses with that jab. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. And he just misses with that jab. This round still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. As bad as boxing. And there's the bell to start round three. What a punch. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
He blocks the hook. That punch landed. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
They score with that left hand. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, there was no doubt about who won that. And there's the bell to start round 4. This is certainly an aggressive fighter, but that doesn't always mean success. How many times have you seen a fighter chase a superior athlete around the ring and just get picked apart even though they were the one pushing the tempo?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
He blocks the jab. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round. Nice exchange here from both men. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Both men step back for just a moment. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. Oh, that punch. And wait a minute, the left hand lands. You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Neither man really defending themselves. Coming back to life now, starting to land some punches. Not many of the people in the division hit like them. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
Todd, we know one of these fights can knock you out with a simple jab. They're that powerful.
That one will count. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
This is the beginning of round 6. Timing beats speed, speed beats power. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it? They both want the knockout. This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
He blocks the right hook. Do you believe this? This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. He is down big time on the score.
What's up?
And there's the bell for round 7. You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
Another scoring shot there. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. That's a scoring left hand. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
And he just missed with that left jab. Neither man really defending themselves. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round. And we enter the 8th round. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
It's the one who draws first blood, Ted. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
And the referee is right there, getting closer and closer to stopping this fight. Is he out on his feet here? Disaster averted.
One, two, three, four, five.
He missed with that jab. Now Brook may need to take a knee here. Big shot, and Brook is on the canvas.
1, 2, 3, 4.
As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather for. Is there any way back? Both fighters starting to get tired as we start round 9. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Both men step back for just a moment. Oh, what a punch! Good one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
Tried to score with a jab. Why aren't they defending? He fails to score with that left hook. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about a one. This is the 10th. Don't let this fighter's speed fool you. There's some method to the madness. These are precision shots, and they're coming at lightning speed.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. that creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Neither man really defending themselves. He just misses with that big right hand. Nice exchanges from both men in this round. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
They score again with the left hand. Can't connect with that right hook. Right punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. At this point, you gotta believe he... This is the 11th we've entered the championship rounds. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this guy that can seriously hurt you?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Not a lot of defense here at all. He got out of the way of that right hook. Do you believe what we're seeing? Nice exchanges from both men in this round. This fighter has tested their opponent's power and apparently isn't impressed as they continue to walk through all these power shots.
The problem with having a chin that everybody knows if they hit you, you're hurt, you're gone. You've got to protect that, but you've also got to get your shots off. And they forget, you can bang too.
Code red for Kell Brook. Massive blow, and down goes Kell Brook.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's see how the game... There's the bell for round 12. Neither man really defending themselves. Both men step back for just a moment. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, someone can take you out with a simple jab, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how...
Can he close the show? Some nice exchanges from both men in the...
One, two, three, four, five.
Both men step back for just a moment. Insane action. It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. The judges have spoken, a unanimous decision victory.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again, and look what's happened. A unanimous decision. What a way, what tactics, what a game plan. What a result.